Hello, my name is Michael Sales, and this is Video Journal Response for Theater 546, The Survey of Musical Theater. First, both the book and the essay both talk about the origins of musical theater, but they don't exactly agree. The textbook names The Black Crook as the first musical, while the essay argues for The Wizard of the Nile. That really stood out to me because it shows how even something as important as the first musical doesn't necessarily set it in stone. It depends on how the musical is defined. The second thing that really caught my eye was the discussion on class conflict within theater. The text that I was able to read talks about the Astor Place riot, which, while it wasn't just about a disagreement over actors, it represented a larger cultural divide. On one side, you had William Charles McGrady, who was representing classicism and the upper class. And on the other side, you had Edwin McGrady representing, Edwin Forrest, appealing to the working class. This wasn't just about entertainment, it was also about identity and status. I found that really meaningful because I love all forms of theater, and it's fascinating and a little sad, but it's really fascinating to me to see how class shapes what people could get access to and enjoy. And then finally, both readings, both the text that I was able to find and the essay, talk about theatrical practices in early American theater. There wasn't just one set format, it was actually a mix of melodrama, songs, and dance numbers. That's why they used the term musical comedy early on, even though that term isn't really looked upon in a good way to this day. They wanted to do away with this term, but I think that's important because it shows how the art form was still figuring itself out. And even though there's debates about that origin still to this day, these early experiments are what shaped the modern musical we know today. So to summarize all this, what I take away is that the American musical theater, it didn't necessarily develop in isolation. It blended European traditions with new ideas to create something unique in its own. So knowing these roots helps me appreciate musicals even more because they're built on long history, innovation, and even conflict while rooted in its European ways. So this is my video response to journal and text prompt number 1 for Survey of Musical Theater 546.